me a thorn in the flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me, to keep me from exalting myself, so that I would stay humble before God. All the incredible experience, he says, I've had in the presence of God, and particularly with this one of being caught up to heaven, God, I was given a thorn in the flesh. All kinds of speculation as to what that thorn might have been. Was it physical? Was it mental? Was it an opponent? Was it a demon, literally? Could have been his past, could have been a physical condition. You heard me say before, jokingly, I could put that in there, some people said it was his wife. No. To which the response is, Paul was never married, so it couldn't have been his wife, right? Whatever the case might be, it was a messenger of Satan to buffet me, as the King James says, to beat me around. It was pretty severe, and I was so in agony, and have been so agonized by this thorn. I implored the Lord 3 times. I just poured out my heart to God, said, please remove this from me. 3 times he poured out his heart to God. Did Jesus remove it? No. But Jesus said, here's his response. My grace is sufficient for you, Paul, for power, or my power, is perfected in weakness. My grace is sufficient. You're going to have to continue to deal with this thorn in the flesh, Paul. And in it, you're going to have to be totally dependent on me, totally humble, totally dependent on Christ, trusting Christ. Maybe God never removed the thorn, we're not told. Eventually, he could have eventually, who knows, but there's no record of the thorn being removed. I think about our own lives and the thorns that we have to deal with. And we would pour out our hearts to God and say, please, let this go away. The same response would come back. My grace is sufficient for you. In any and all of the situations that we deal with, the difficulties, the thorns, Jesus would say, my grace is sufficient for you. I will carry you through by grace. You will be dependent on me the way I want it to be, but I'll see you through. My grace is sufficient. So then Paul continues on by saying, most gladly, therefore, I would rather boast about my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me. I'm not there yet. I've never gotten there. I hope I get there someday to where I can boast about my weaknesses. But I'm not there. But I understand what Paul is saying, because he's saying I've learned to depend on him, and his power is perfected in me in that weakness. Therefore I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties for Christ's sake, for when I am weak, then I am strong. In the weakness, God came through with power.